Hello there. I've started my CS50 CS50's Introduction to Computer Science. And here are basically my solutions to the Mario challenge and the credit card challenge. So if we start with the Mario challenge, I needed to recreate these, what do you call it? Stairs or something, or hinders in this perfect manner. So depending on what type of height I write in, it displays each level in the staircase and two white spaces in between. If we then check my code, we can do this. I run it. Oh, sorry. Turn up the sound on my phone. So here I set the height of my pyramid. Just done it before, but we can take 8. So it should start with 1, then be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, until 8. And the spaces here should be in a fashionable manner, so everything looks even and mirrored. So let's look at my code. I have 2 functions here. Maybe I should start with these ones. Going to get, here. I have my get height function. So do get int. So I want to get integer when you type in. So this is this question. Set height for pyramid. While n is equal to 0, or well, n is lesser than 8, larger than 8, and equals to or larger than 0. Return n. Okay, so this is basically this part of the function, which I actually have written wrong. I think it's this. So this part of the function is to make it so I can't write something weird, like letters or something. So we can like blow, and it just sets again. No, that's not correct. Save file. And then I type 7, it works. But if I do like 100, it doesn't work because it's too damn big. So I want it to be bigger than 8, and I want it to be larger than 0. But if we check here 0, yeah, it doesn't work. So that's the first function, just to get the height of the pyramid. Then we have the bulk function that actually prints out this labyrinth, what you can call it. So for int I equals 1 in height, so for every step in height, it loops through. So so we say we have 5, so it will loop through this thing 5 times. The first round, it will set the height, the reducing height, and for every reducing the height, it will print. We can say, okay, instead we can explain it like this. I will start from 1 and it will go up to 8. So each time in the loop it will increase by 1. So that's basically it. So here it prints the spaces at the beginning. So it's a loop for how many spaces it needs. And as we see, oops, if I have chosen 8, well, then I need 7 in the beginning, then I need 6 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 1 and so on. So this one checks for the spaces in the beginning. This one makes the first bricks. This makes the 2 white spaces between. And this one makes the second brick. And that's the main of this problem. So this one calculates the height. So this thing calculates how many spaces I should have in the beginning. Sorry I was so bad explaining that one, but maybe you'll understand now. So that was my Mario one, and if I go through here and maybe sorry. Yeah, that's weird. I'll set height 5. Let's see if I check the style, it all looks good. And then we also have the check 50, if it actually is correct. Connecting, authenticating, verifying, preparing, loading. It's waiting for results. So let's see if I messed something up. I didn't have any problems before, but maybe oh, it looks good. So that was the Mario one. It was pretty easy. Didn't took that long. Just had to do some tweaks in the style at the end. Yeah, no real problems here. It took me, yeah, like an afternoon, 2-3 hours in the afternoon. And I'm completely new to C, so it's has some learning curve. But then we get to the credit card challenge. Maybe I can just show it. So the credit card challenge is to check if a credit card number is fraudulent or not. So I had to check if it was an American Express, a MasterCard, and a Visa, and to check if they are fraudulent or not. And by checking the first line of defense is to do the Loon's algorithm. I think that's how you pronounce it. So here they explain it really well. So we have this credit card number, I multiply each second digit by 2. So 1 times 2, and yeah, like they do it here. And it ends up being this. 2 plus 0, 0, 0, 0, plus 12 plus 0 plus 8. And then we do it in a weird way, and now we add up the digits instead of adding up this value. So 2 plus 0 plus 1, blah, and it's 13. And then you take the rest of the digits, the things that's not underlined here, and you add them together just like normally. And you get a final sum of all the digits. And it should end with a 0. And the card is legit. This part was really tricky and took me a long time to figure out. So let's start here. Of course, I get the card number. I set it as a specific size. And so I have this array I make for it. I convert the card number into string, and I also figure out the card length by checking the length of the string. Then I'm making necessary variables for my to add up the digits. So here I list the numbers in reverse order. We can actually do this. Just show it off. CD CD week 1 slash credit. Here I am, and then I can make some show off some nice prints to explain it better. Oh, the first digit and printf. Okay. We can actually take this one. Here's an example of a Visa card. Oh fuck. That's fine. So let's run this one. Make credit slash credit. I have my card number. I'm implementing it. Bam. So let's check the main bulk of this thing. Here I'm taking every, I've called it the every even digit. So every even digit here is the 1. So I start from reverse. So I take the 1 because it's the number 2, the number 3, 4, the numbers 6, and so on. But of course it starts at 0. So 0, 1, 3, 1, 3, and so on. And this function here then makes first it makes a single digit, which is the card number moduled by 1, and then it divides the card number by 10, and then I multiply the single digit. So maybe if we look here, so here I take 1 and I multiply it by 2, and then I convert it to a string, and then I concatenate that string into just add the numbers into a string for each process in the for loop. So let's add that again. So I have here created 2 strings. I have my concatenated string and I have my added digit string. So for each even second number here, I multiply it by 2 and I add that digit into, I convert that digit into a string, and then I add it into, or then I concatenate it to another string. So in the beginning the string is empty, and then I add 1 times 2, so I add 2, and then I add 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Then maybe I add a 12, then I maybe add 0, and then I add maybe add an 8. So that's this was so hard to figure out. It took me such a long time to figure out how to use arrays and the ways you couldn't use arrays, because I'm programmed more in Python and it's so much more simpler. Here I need to rethink about everything, which is really fun to figure out all this stuff. So this one took me maybe a couple of days to figure out, because I do I do this challenge after my daily Python course. So that's the first part. So for every second number, it adds that number into a string, and so on. Then and then the second part of the for loop. So every number, so every first number, I just add up into an array. Or no, just add up to a number. So it's 4 plus 0, 0, 0 plus maybe 3 plus 0. So that's the first part, just making the sum making the string for the even digits and then making the sum for the uneven digits. Now I then moved on to calculating the sum of the even digits. So it should be pretty easy here. I just take 4 and 3. I take the concatenated string, and for everything concatenated string and everything until it ends. So it goes through each, what can you call it? Each digit or symbol in this string, which should be numbers. So, and every time there is an empty space. I can actually do this to show the concatenated string. So let's just redo this. Credit card number, bam. Let's see here. Printf of the concatenation string. That the one. Oh, sorry, I didn't make it. Make credit. And we have his card number, bam. So I made this string from this number. So this for loop will add make each digit here that is now a string into an integer and add that to a combined digit number. So it would say 0 plus 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1 plus 2 plus 0 plus 8. That's what this does. So that's the first part. It was really, really confusing. This took a long time for me as well to figure out how I should combine these two. This was actually quite quick after I figured this out. So that's the first part. Now I needed to make it so I can differentiate between a Visa card and a MasterCard and American Express, and if it's invalid or not. So if we check here, we have some again differentiation ways. So the American Express has a 15-digit number. A MasterCard is a 16-digit number, and Visa has 13 and 16 digits. American Express always start with a 37 or 34, and a MasterCard always start with 51, 52, 53, 54, or 55. And all the Visa numbers start with the 4. So now I needed to make a way to figure out if it was a valid card or not. And the first step is, of course, to see if the Loon's algorithm is true. And if that's correct, then I will move on to check for these parameters. First, I actually had to I made two different for loops, or no, while loops, to the first. Let's see. Sorry. The first while loop is to figure out the first digit, which I need for the Visa, and the second one is to figure out the two first digits in the credit card, which should be these ones down here, to see if it's an American Express or a MasterCard. So that's why I converted the card number into the first digit long and the second digit long, just to save them up for these two while loops. And then I move on to the last if elif long if elif statement, just to check if it's a true card or not. So the first one is basically very simple. If they combined everything, so the total sum, so if it ends with a 0, this one calculates. So if you divide 20 by 10, there will be no rest product. So it's a 0. Modulo, they call this. So that's the first sorting method. Then it checks if the card length is 15 and the first digits equals 3. Which I actually, yeah, I don't actually need this part. But yeah, I can keep it. Doesn't really matter. And here, if we continue in this if statement within an if statement, so if the two digits is 34 or 37 and the card length is 15 and the Loon's algorithm is correct, I will print that it's an Amex. And if not, it's invalid. So if it's 15 and doesn't have these two, it's an invalid number. Then I have one for Visa. So if the card length is 13 and the first digit is 4, it's a Visa. Then we have the 16 card length if and else statements. So if the card is 16 characters long, then the first digit equals 4, then it's a Visa. And if the first two digits is equal to or larger than 51 and less or equals to 55 and the card length is 16, it's a MasterCard. Otherwise, it's invalid. Then we just have else statement for an invalid. So that is the very annoying long process to make this work. But damn, I've learned an insane amount. So let's just double check here that it's correct. Make credit. Then I take check 50. See if I doesn't have a problem. See if I forgot a print statement or something. Perfect, no problems. Yeah, so this one took me about a week to figure everything out, from the Mario C to the credit C. And damn, I've learned so damn much C, because I've been Googling like damn crazy. And I'm excited for the week 2 on this course. Let's see how much time that takes. I'm gonna go out hiking and stuff, so maybe it will take some time. Sadly, or it's fun to hike, but I want to code. But thank you for listening, and good luck if you're struggle with this one. And have a good day.